Welcome back to Justo's Corner. This is the sports section. I'm going to be touching on a couple of sports topics that are near and dear to my heart or that are just trending within the sports culture. Let's get right to it. As you can see right behind me, we got that purple and gold man right there, Mr. LBJ El Cabra, the GOAT. This generation's GOAT, whether you want to argue MJ, Kareem, every generation has a GOAT. It's a different generation for different players in a different time, and they can't play each other, so we really can't figure out who's the best. We could just stack up accolades and see whose accolades are the highest. Since we are doing that, I'm in the category, I'm kind of in the minority, to be honest with you, as a about to be 40-year-old man that thinks LeBron James is the GOAT, not Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Why I say that? One, he is the all-time scorer. He's been in the game since he was 18. He was the most hyped athlete I've ever seen. So since he was 18, he was on the Sports Illustrated cover as a high school kid, crowning him the chosen one, and he has lived up to that expectation and actually bypassed it. 20 years later, he is the scoring champion of the league. He passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on Tuesday, scoring 38 points in just 3 quarters. He only needed 3 quarters to do it. He needed 36 to get the record. He has broken the scoring record with the least amount of field goal attempts out of Kareem, Jordan, by far. He has also been one of the most durable players, and where he's gonna put this record is gonna be crazy. As I just told you, he had 38 points in 3 quarters. He has been averaging 36 points since his 38th birthday, which is insane. So it's pretty much like LeBron against Father Time. We never seen anybody in this ripe age of 38 years old doing the things that he's doing. But with medicine, science, and better, upgrading, we're learning more about our bodies. We're learning more about how to be durable with our bodies, when to rest our bodies. We're just learning more science about everything. So LeBron is living testament of you could do it at an older age and still have athleticism. His athleticism hasn't even slowed down that much. That's the craziest part about it all. So Lord knows how long he could go at this pace. And let alone once he loses his athleticism, he's still 6'9", 250 solid, so he could just post up everybody and just body everybody. He hasn't even got to that aspect of his game yet. So just what he has done is undeniable. Like, I don't get the hate. I get it. You want to compare him to Jordan. Everybody compares him to Jordan. You hold Jordan near, dear to your heart. You got the J's on. I get it. Jordan is Jordan. He is him. But that doesn't mean that somebody else ain't him too. And LeBron is a completely different player. LeBron, he's top 5 in assists, number 1 in scoring. I'm sure he's up there in rebounds. He's an all-around player. He is literally Magic Johnson, but just cock diesel and fast as hell and strong as hell. We've never seen a player like this in our lives. So the biggest thing on LeBron is he went to all these championships and he only got 4 rings. Been to 10. He went to 8 in a row. Jordan went to 6, won 6. But he's went to 10. And some of the teams that he took, come on, man. His first year against the Spurs, Boobie Gibson was his number 2. We know Boobie Gibson from Love and Hip Hop now, bro. Like, come on. And we only know the Boobie Gibson name because of LeBron and the team that he took to the championship. The times that he was supposed to be the favorite in the championship, he usually won. But most of the time, he wasn't the favorite. Except for the Dallas one in Miami. That's on LeBron. He didn't perform. But what did he do? He came back and then he won 2 championships in a row. He won 1 against the Spurs that have how many Hall of Famers? They have Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward of all time, the greatest coach of all time, Greg Popovich, and a young Kawhi Leonard that won Finals MVP. yeah, there's no shame of losing to that team. And then who else he had to go against? He had to go against the Golden State Warriors when he didn't have Kevin Love or Kyrie the first time he played them. Still took him to 6 games. I think he averaged like a triple-double, like 30 points or some craziness. He could have been the MVP of that series instead of freaking Iguodala. But, they don't want to give the MVP to, the loser, because how valuable are you if your team lost? But anyway, he wasn't supposed to win that one. And then the next year he came back with a healthy Kevin Love, a healthy Kyrie Irving. What did he do? Went down 3-1 against the best team record-wise ever of the regular season. And then came back from 3-1 and won it in Game 7. He has the great block. Kyrie got the great shot. We know the history. And then after that, he had to play Golden State Warriors 2 more years in a row. The same cast of characters he had, and they got Kevin Durant. Was he supposed to win those? No. Nobody could beat that team. They literally had the best record the year before, and then added Kevin Durant. He's not supposed to beat that team, and he did it. Okay, and even when Kyrie left, he still took that team to the championship to play against KD and them. And it was literally just LeBron. They traded him for IT that never even played. Pretty much one championship that he should have won that he lost. That was against the Mavericks, and that was just the Mavericks year. Dirk was on one. They were a hell of a team. They played great as a team, and they had like great role players. He had Hall of Famers on that team too. He had Jason Kidd, he had Jason Terry, who's fire. Tyson Chandler, he's an all-star. Yes, what? But either way, you say that one. Okay, he failed on that one. So it's on LeBron once. It's a team sport. There's only one championship that's pretty much is all the way on him. The other year when they beat the Spurs, there's no shade against the Spurs. Spurs came back. They were killing everybody that year. And they killed the Miami Heat. Just one of those things. And it was revenge because Miami Heat beat them a year and a half before. With 4 Hall of Famers and a Hall of Fame coach. Even if you thought he was the favorite, there's no shame in losing to that team. And then he goes to the Lakers and wins one with the Lakers too. So he wins one with three franchises as being the man of the franchise. And people still talk shit because he lost those championships. He's been to 10. He went to 8 in a row. He's been an MVP of this league. He's been everything. He's been a model citizen. And y'all telling me, there's no way he could be Jordan because Jordan won 6 out of 6? Nah, bro, you need another argument because now he's going to have more points than Jordan, more rebounds than Jordan, more assists than Jordan, more all these things than Jordan statistically. So the argument's going to get a lot harder because what's the other argument? He ain't got that dog in him. He ain't clutch. JJ Redick just said it. He just showed you he might be the most clutch player statistically in the playoffs. When the game's on the line, last 2 minutes, he is literally the best performer or has the most points in the last 5 minutes in clutch situations in NBA history. More than Jordan. More points than Jordan. He's gonna have more playoff points than Jordan. Okay, he got 6 rings. LeBron got 4, but it ain't because of LeBron. Let's be real. And what's the other thing? Oh yeah, Jordan would just take the last shot. Doesn't matter. Okay. So Jordan is like Kobe, where they trust themselves for the most part, mostly, except for Paxson, Curry that one time, but they would just take over scoring wise and not give it up to nobody. But LeBron James takes over the same way, but he'll make the perfect pass, the perfect play, where somebody else could get the shot, somebody else is and they'll just get to the win. So I don't get that part either. So the arguments, they don't hold up to me. Except you just go 6 rings and LeBron got 4, and that's what you just base it on. I get that too. Anyway, shout out LeBron, man. Fuck all the haters. You are literally the greatest player that I have ever seen. You're the greatest, maybe the athlete that I've ever seen. And you're one of the greatest humans. You built a school. You've been a model citizen your entire career. You don't hear about you cheating or any stuff like that. Like, You did it the right way. You showed black people how to be respectable, how to still stand up for, some civil rights issues, some Black Lives Matters issues, and still be a stand-up dude, man. And just shout out to you and all the success you've done. You have motivated a lot of people to be great. And shout out to LeBron, man. Congratulations. As you can see, Mr. KD is now a Sun. So pretty much this is going to be just the trade deadline portion of it. The biggest moves, as we all know, the Brooklyn blow up. Me, as a Knicks fan, it warmed my heart to see that not work. But also, as a Kyrie fan, I mess with KD just on the basketball court. It's kind of sad to not just see that basketball and see, where it could have took them. But you already know it's Knicks all day, so it is what it is. So basically, Kyrie got his way out of Brooklyn. As you know, that relationship has not been the best, from the vaccine mandates that pretty much forced Kyrie not to play. It's his decision not to take that jab. That is his decision. A lot of people made that decision in the NBA. He was just the one that was playing in New York at the time that got all the bullshit for not taking the jab. Meanwhile, the vaccine mandate is not mandatory for any city workers, any workers in New York City. But none of these people got their jobs back. Nobody apologized to Kyrie. He's not getting any checks back from those missed games. So make it make sense. So so everything about Kyrie is about his availability. He's not available. Injuries, some other ways that he got out of some other teams have not been the best. I'm not going to be just defending him wholeheartedly. He has been injured a lot. He's been injured in the playoffs a lot. So when it comes down to availability, whether he's injury prone or not, I get that, or why Brooklyn wouldn't want to invest in that. But it just goes to the vaccine mandate. That's on New York City. That's his personal decision. That's covered by HIPAA laws. That's the mandate that y'all guys put in just to force a vaccine on everybody, and then y'all took it off because COVID became something else. Injuries, I get that. The anti-Semitic stuff, I get that too, that you have to suspend them because of what was in that film. But most people didn't even see the film and get to really understand what he was talking about, or even care to see what he's talking about. He's just talking about, black Israelites, that black people were some of the first Jews in this world, which is actually a fact, and how that history has been erased, and how a lot of African American history has been erased. That was the main thing about that documentary he was talking about. But of course, it had some bullshit in it. It had some praising Hitler stuff, some real anti-Semitic stuff against Jews, that's hurtful to the community, and that's just it wasn't cool. But it wasn't all bad, and everybody didn't view the movie. They just took the clips and just seen the one anti-Semitic thing and just jumped on it. Adam Silver basically was reinstating him into the league because he understood. He literally said that Kyrie is not anti-Semitic, he's just misunderstood, and gets where Kyrie came from. Shout out to Adam Silver, by the way. He's always been very understanding, and Adam Silver is a Jewish man. But then the Brooklyn comes back, and then they had a whole laundry list of how they just wanted him to apologize to everything and do this and denounce this and do all this bend over backwards type kiss the ring type shit, just to get back into the Brooklyn Nets when the league already said he's good to go. So that relationship was just tarnished. So why would Kyrie want to continue to be on that team? I would demand a trade too, if they're not going to commit to me for the extension. And I get why Brooklyn's part, why they won't commit. But you got to understand what Kyrie's part, why he won't commit, and why he wants to trade, why he wants to be somewhere that he's not wanted, and they have made it harder for him. So you got to look at both sides of the coin. Don't just look at the media where it's just anti-Kyrie. It's always Kyrie. It's always Kyrie. But is it always Kyrie? He didn't want to get a vaccine. That's his right. He's holistic. I don't have the vaccine. I'm holistic. And then realize down the road that the vaccine didn't help that much. I'm sure it saved a lot of people with underlying conditions, but we understand on how it didn't stop the spreading of it that they said it would. And that was the whole point of the vaccine, at least in the league, because you don't want to spread it to shut down the whole league. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get no checks back, so you don't get no apologies. And this is a business, but whenever a black person wants to take hold of the business, take power of the business, take power of his own destiny in the business, it's frowned upon because you're supposed to do it for your team, you're supposed to do it for the company. But meanwhile, none of these leagues are owned by black men. They're just the players. But yeah, that's why Kyrie wanted out. Anyway, now he's on Dallas with Luka. We'll see where that goes. They blew it up. They got a lot of draft picks. They got a lot of young players. Harden left. Kyrie's gone. Nets come out with a statement that they want to keep him. And then at 1 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time, he gets traded to the Phoenix Suns. For Mikal Bridges, a couple for, I think like 4 first-round picks, Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson. So basically, a bunch of first-round picks. It's a good trade for Brooklyn. Get KD out of there. They're not going to go anywhere with just KD and the roster that they had, so it's just time to blow it up. You got draft picks from the Harden trade. You got draft picks from the Kyrie trade. You got draft picks from the KD trade. Brooklyn will be in a good position. They're just going to be rebuilding. It didn't work. It was bad business, I guess. Blame it on Kyrie what you want, but it's Kyrie and management. But now KD is with Chris Paul, with DeAndre Ayton, and with D Book. It's gonna look crazy. Recently, I just seen that Westbrook might sign with them as well. He'll probably be coming off the bench. But yeah, that just makes them the favorite in the West. If KD's healthy, CP3's healthy, D Book's healthy, they're gonna be stacked. They might be a little bit weak on the bench, but just wait for a lot of these vets are gonna get buyouts, and they're gonna want to flood to Phoenix, similar to Westbrook, just to play on that team, just to go ring chase, you know what I'm saying? Or just to play with them, because when you play with great players, it makes the jobs for the role players that much easier. You get a lot of open shots, get a lot of open looks. So Phoenix just got way better. Who else got better? Clippers got better. They got from Denver. They got Eric Gordon from Houston. Some more backcourt help. They need some more shooting, so that definitely helped the Clippers. They did get rid of Reggie Jackson, though, which don't make that much sense because they only got a backup for Reggie, kinda, and they got rid of John Wall, so they're still in search of a point guard. Westbrook isn't definitely going to Phoenix, but that's the rumor, his location. It's like Phoenix, Miami, and Clippers, but Clippers still need a point guard at the end of the day. But they did get better. The Lakers got better. They traded Westbrook, obviously, to Utah. And they got D'Angelo Russell in return. They also got Vanderbilt, and they got Malik Beasley. So they got a lot better. They definitely got the shooting that they need, and all 3 of those guys from Minnesota, especially D. Russell. D. Russ has actually been on fire, but I think Minnesota just wanted to get away from him, from Anthony Edwards, because he is going to be the franchise, and he is taking shots from Edwards. So like they got Mike Conley. Conley will fill in that role good. He'll just be dishing it to Anthony Edwards and everybody else they got in Minnesota. But the Lakers definitely got better. As long as AD's healthy, as long as LeBron's healthy, they definitely got better. They'll be within the play-in, but you don't want to see them in the first round. That's for damn sure. My Knicks got Josh Hart. It's a quiet little sneaky move, but we literally don't have a backup for RJ. So that fits Josh Hart right into that backup role at the 3 position. He's a tough defender. He hits the 3, shoots 50% from the field. He's one of the great rebounding guards. He gets blocks. He's just a solid player that fit right into Tibbs. We just traded away Cam Reddish to the Blazers. And I think we got a protected first-round pick, which we got a bunch of them. So it's, as long as it's protected, that means probably nothing touching the top 10 picks in the first round. That's the biggest pieces for the most part that moved around. And nothing bigger than KD, Kyrie. Those are all-star starters. So that doesn't happen much in the trade deadline. But I am shocked that the Toronto didn't move anybody. Van Fleet was supposed to go somewhere. OG and Bonobi, I think I'm saying it right, was supposed to go somewhere, didn't go nowhere. Another sneaky pickup is Jay Crowder to the Bucks. That's just a DN3 guy. He fills in that PJ Tucker void that they had on the championship run. So that would definitely help them out for sure. Gives them toughness as well. But that's about it from the biggest teams in the East and the West and who's going to get better. So this is going to be fun going into All-Star Weekend, going into the home stretch right before the playoffs. This is the most wide open NBA I ever seen. Like the top seeds in like the West are like the Nuggets, Memphis, and like the Clippers or somebody. Oh no, Sacramento. So and they could play Golden State or the Lakers or the Pelicans when they're healthy. Like they could all get bounced in the first round, those top seeds. So this is the most parity I've seen in the NBA in a while. In the East, you got your top three. You got Milwaukee, you got Philly, and you got Boston. I think they'll be the top three for the most part, and it'll be between those three that will go to the championship. I'm pretty sure it'll be between Milwaukee and Boston, barring no injuries. They're the most solid, good teams. They've both been to the finals the last 2 years in the East, and I don't see much shaking up that. Maybe Philly, but Philly didn't do much moves, but they have been getting better throughout the season. And then you got, your Cleveland, your Miami, your Knicks that didn't do much, so they'll stay around there. But Brooklyn will definitely go down. So I'm sure the Knicks will probably end up in like the 6th spot. I'm sure Miami will end up in the 5th spot, Cavs in the 4th, Philly in the 3rd, either Milwaukee or Boston with the 1 or 2. I think Boston stays 1, Milwaukee stays 2. So East is more predictable. I don't think any really bottom seeds are going to take out the top 3. Maybe Philly could lose to like a Miami, even the Knicks, with the addition of Josh Hart and Mitch Robinson coming back. But that's the big thing on the trade deadline. That's all I got. That's a little sports recap from your boy Justo. I'm giving these weekly, especially heating up. Got a Super Bowl coming up, so you might get another video even before then for the Super Bowl. All right? Talk to you soon. Peace.